everyone, I'm Chris Klunt. I'm the founder and CEO of StudyBlue. We've been around for quite a while, started the company just over 10 years ago, and our mission and our vision is really to touch every single student every single day through the power of crowdsourced learning. So we started the company by building tools that help students connect with each other in the classroom, share their study materials and the information that they're trying to learn with each other, and be able to advance throughout their college career. I think to really understand how students are operating in the classroom and what they're doing, and our target demographic is really about AP level high school students through grad school students. I think a real interesting change in the ecosystem is where students are pulling their content from. You can see here, I mean, students, it's not just about the textbook and the lecture anymore. People are pulling content in from all different types of sources, and students are relying on lots of different things, online and offline, to help them learn the material that they need to learn. So what do those students do when they leave the classroom and they're going back to the dorm or back to their apartment? Most of them are turning their notes into flashcards or some other format that helps them really learn the material. And so this is our flagship product here. Basically, students can go in, create and reabsorb the information that they learned from the book or the lecture or the other sources that they're compiling information from, and put it into the system so they can learn it and share it with other students. What you see on the right here is actually what happens over time. So we've built up a massive database of content, 500 million different concepts being taught in everything from algebra to biology to psychology to economics to law students to med students. And these students put this content into the system, share it, and organize it in a really effective way, and of course can use it on their mobile phones or the web. That took a long time to do, 10 years to build the library, and kind of what's interesting about that is not just the content that we have, but also the graph that we've created on top of that. So one thing that's unique to StudyBlue is all of the content is tagged and organized with all these different information. So we have not only who created it, where they go to school, the courses they're in, the books they're using, the data about how they study it and consume it. And so that graph combined with the content it really creates a pretty interesting opportunity to help students learn and to build a pretty interesting business. So because we have all these concepts and we have all this information, we can create what I like to call a playlist for the students. We know that if you're a biology 100 student at Stanford with Professor Smith, that these are the things that you need to learn to pass the class and get through it. And that's based on what other students like you have been studying, based on what your classmates are doing, based on the books you're using, based on the materials you have, and the data in our graph that goes with that. So, what happens when we collect all this information and we can start putting these playlists together? You start to see network effects at a micro level. You start to see it at a classroom level, and you start to see it at a school level. Particularly in the course level, when we have 10 or more playlists in a course, we have conversion rates of students signing up for our subscription service north of 5%. When you start collecting more and more students and more content across the different courses, you start building up the number of courses in a school, and you start to see network effects happening within a school as well as students continue to sign up throughout their 4 years. Over our lifetime, we've touched more than 17 million students at just about every single U.S. higher ed institution. We've been only having the subscription model since 2014, and we've been pretty successful at moving the numbers consistently year in and year out. We have over 164 schools where more than 10% of the students, active students, are choosing to pay StudyBlue to help their career. A couple case studies here. Texas A&M is one of our strong institutions. I think a really interesting thing is that this platform is usable by students at every type of institution. Most people haven't heard of Maryville University. I certainly hadn't until we dug into the data. It's a small school outside of St. Louis, about 3,000 students, a big nursing program there. Over 25% of the student body is every one of those students is using StudyBlue, and over 25% of them are paying to use StudyBlue because of the value it brings to those students. Meanwhile, so we've been increasing our lifetime value over time, just about $90 per student in lifetime value, and we've been able to do that with little to no marketing spend. Our marketing budget last year was just over $200,000, so our customer acquisition cost has been pretty consistent in the $2 to $4 range, which has been really effective, and the power in the statement of network effects, both on a classroom level and on a campus level. So with that, just a quick introduction to the business. Happy to talk with anyone who's interested in partnering with us to reach millions of students or looking to deliver more value to the students that you reach. So thank you very much.